Welcome everyone. Let me first say hello and introduce myself. I, Shazia Sheikh from PharmaState Academy, will be your host for today. As you all know that PharmaState Academy has recently launched Humans of Pharma because every story is different and so is every perspective. Humans of Pharma will catch your pharma stories on career, inspiring pharma journeys, current affairs you might miss because of your busy schedule, and lastly, the books you should definitely know. Moving on to the first career series episode. Pharma marketing is the one we have decided to start with. In this particular episode today, we will get insights on the transition from pharma sales to pharma marketing and how it is possible. So, it is a red hot job market, at least right now in 2022, and pharma market is leading the pack. Speaking of leading and leaders, I would like to introduce the special guest we have in the spotlight today. Zena D'souza. Ma'am has 25 years of experience in pharma sales, marketing, and strategy, rich and varied experience across companies and therapy areas, a passionate marketeer and a trader who has led large teams and provided on the job training to many. Last assignments as Senior VP in THP and currently a freelance consultant. She's the one who brings her brilliant ideas to the table whenever they are required and in an instant make everything look effortless. It always makes people wonder, was it so easy? Thank you, Zena ma'am, for your presence.
Thank you, Shazia, for those kind words.
Okay, so let's get this conversation started. So, shall we begin?
Sure.
I'll start with my usual courtesy. How are you, Zena ma'am? How is the day treating you?
All good, all good. Shazia, touchwood, the start of this year, the start of the month, as well as the start of today, all have been amazingly good. So I'm literally keeping fingers crossed for, the remaining days of 2022.
Great then. So, here's my first question for you. You have had a memorable journey of 25 years. Would love to hear more from you about it.
I think memorable is not going to, suffice as a word or as an adjective. Sure, it's been a roller coaster of 25 years across different departments, across different companies, and when I think of words, if I have to describe my journey, exciting. The word exciting comes to my mind. Right from the start, the journey has been exciting. It's been enlightening. Yes, learned a lot. In fact, still learning a lot, about pharma and its workings. uh, Enthralling at times, entertaining at times, and even excruciatingly painful at times. Matlab, you can imagine the ups and downs, the entire gamut of emotions that I've been through. And on second thoughts, मेरे को लगता है memorable is maybe the one word that can pack it all together. uh, it's a journey that started in on 1st September 1997, when I went for a walk-in interview. That was the first interview of my life post finishing my B pharmacy, and I was selected. I was on cloud nine. I was uh, I was posted as a medical rep in Bombay, and I was with the synergy or the psychiatric division at Sun Pharma. So I worked in the field. I had a field stint of 3 years, post which I had already expressed my desire to be part of marketing right from interview onwards. So I went through a grueling, believe me when I say the word grueling, 2 day interview, with the written test and verbal and face to face and brand plan and all that. And then I became part of marketing. Started as a trainee product executive, product manager, group product manager, marketing head, right up to general manager marketing. Of course, I switched a lot of 3 4 companies then. So uh, I got a lot added in the 17 years that I was part of marketing. And then the management and my bosses, superiors all felt that I'm good enough to head the business strategy team, which is where I became part of the strategy team. I headed the strategy team for about close to 3 years, post which, uh, uh, what shall I say? I don't know if I should call it a midlife crisis after 40, but I wanted to do something wildly different from what I had done. I didn't want to end my career and in my old age think that, yeah, I did only PMT work, stuff at different levels, of course, in different companies, of course, but essentially the same stuff. Okay, so that's where I moved into B2B sales, which was very, very different from what I had done before. About 2 years with B2B sales, and I realized that probably training or being an educator is my calling. And you know what they say, when the student is ready, the master will appear. A chance meeting happened with Mr. Vivek Hatangri, whom I fondly call Vivek sir, and I have adopted him as my mentor. Okay, so he introduced me to Dr. Swati, Dr. Satish, and eventually, in a few months of my decision, I was a part of the PharmaState team as an educator, as a trainer. So that's the last 25 years in definitely less than 25 minutes.
Amazing one, ma'am. Better to say an amazing ride, ma'am. Uh, so this leads to another question. I noticed an important shift from sales to marketing in your career. Would you elaborate on this, especially for people who are looking for the same career move?
Yes, you noticed that, right, Shazia, and I believe ये question, I've been asked this question a lot of times. ये question मुझे कई बार पूछा गया है. When I was working and now when I'm a consultant also, there are so many people who are part of the field and who want to be part of the marketing. So here's my I would say humble submission, some points that I would like to put forth here. So the first thing that anybody who wants to shift from field to marketing is to try and understand every aspect about the field job. That's really important. I feel a lot of people use the field job as a parking spot, saying, यार अभी तो ये कर रहा हूँ लेकिन मुझे marketing में जाना है. My actual dream job will begin in marketing. That's not true. The field job or the field role or the the stint in the field will really prepare you for marketing, believe me, in a way that no course and no book can prepare you. So take your current job with utmost sincerity. Not only your current job, learn everything. Talk to your superiors, talk to people who are colleagues, talk to people from other companies, and try to accumulate as much knowledge about the field as possible. Right? Uh, Having talked about knowledge, you can also do a course, a part-time course, an online course. There are courses which are dedicated to pharma marketing now. So you will understand a lot about the job that you're applying for or you want to build a career on. Because believe me, a lot of people have a very what would I say, a very myopic idea about marketing. Like there are people whom I ask here, okay, great, you're interested in marketing, you've done a B pharmacy, fantastic. What do you want to? Why are you interested in marketing, ma'am? I love to travel. I'm like, what? That's a hobby. That you can't have a career based on a hobby or a liking. Marketing, you think in marketing you'll be traveling to Agra to see the Taj Mahal or such places. No, you are traveling for cycle meetings. You'll barely get to see your hotel room if you're lucky. So my thought is, understand the role that you're wanting to build a career on. So take courses, read about marketing. There are so many marketing books, and believe me, there is no book which is completely not of help. Every book will add some knowledge to you, right? If you think you're done with marketing books, then please read fiction. It'll add to your vocabulary. But read about your job, read about current affairs, read the Reader's Digest, read your newspaper, accumulate your knowledge not only about the job but about everything that you're going to be dealing with in the next 30-40 years if you plan to make marketing your career. When I also talk about reading, there is one important thing that all of us must do, including people who are looking for this shift, and that is upgrade your knowledge. See, if you've done an MBA 10 years back and you're looking for a job in marketing based on that, I think those things have become obsolete now. you know so digital marketing, artificial intelligence, a lot of new things have come in. and you will have to keep updating. This is not only for people who are wanting a shift, even people who don't want to become obsolete in marketing. You better upgrade yourself, with the new system. The last 2 3 years have got a whole new paradigm shift in marketing. Some of the marketing ideas are totally obsolete, some very new ideas have walked in. So you need to upgrade your knowledge, you need to be out there knowing what is happening in the market and what is required from a marketer. you know and like I always say, be curious, try to know as much. I mean, I've already touched the point before, so I will not elaborate on it, but curiosity will help. you know whether it's about your job, whether it's about your company, whether it's about competition, everything, be curious as a cat, as curious as a cat. So that's my submission to all the people who are wanting a change out there.
Really a great one. A great advice to all seeking a change in their career, Zena ma'am. Seriously. So my final question to you. Sales and marketing are two sides of the same coin. So can we assume that a high performing pharma salesperson would be also be a high performing marketeer?
uh, मुझे लगता है ये स्टेटमेंट थोड़ा जनरलिस्टिक है. Because see, when you're saying a high performing salesperson, you obviously mean somebody who's achieving more than 100%. He or she is achieving it consistently. Most of the key brands are on target, customer relationship is good, etc. Right now, would that essentially translate into being a good or a super marketeer? Not necessarily, right? There are a lot of things that you need to know, which are very different. Like I remember there's a book by this title, what got you here won't get you there. So it's not necessary that if you're a super medical rep in the field, you'll be a super product manager. But yes, there are some commonalities and some differences. Let me start with the areas which are common. So for example, if you are a good communicator, you're good at communication, that's definitely going to help you. Because uh, in field you're talking to a lot of stakeholders, right? You're talking to doctors and retailers and stockists and your bosses and your colleagues and your competitors, etc., right? But in marketing also, you have to talk to a lot more stakeholders than that. So if you're a good communicator, if you're good at it, very good. Probably the skill would really help you become a super marketeer as well, right? The second is analysis. So unless you're at the level of a regional head or a zonal head, the kind of analysis that you do is limited. Like for a medical rep, the analysis would be limited to his territory. For an area manager, the analysis would be limited to an area, right? But if you're good at this, if you're good at observing, if you're good at making analysis of that observation, if you're good at connecting dots, and if you're good at arriving at decisions, and all this at a very fast paced way, then it will definitely help you in marketing. Because whatever you're doing in terms of analysis, you'll have to do a lot more of that when it comes to marketing. But again, a quality that will help you, a quality which is common to both. The third, I would say, is would be, say, decision making. Again, not lot of decisions being made, not a lot of decisions being made when you're a medical rep, but definitely when you're an area manager or a regional manager. But when you shift to marketing, every day is a decision making day. Believe me, all that you do in marketing every day is a decision making day. So if you're good at decision making, it will help you not only in sales but also in marketing, right? Having talked about three common things between sales and marketing, I also want to point out differences. Like for example, I remember when I was a medical rep, it was me and my customer. Whether it's a doctor or a retailer, I have to talk, I have to convince them, right? But when you become a product manager, you have to transfer your passion and your communication and all that you want to say into the minds and the hearts of at least 400 other people. Be it your field, be it your managers, be it your doctors, be it your stockists, be it your retailers, be it anybody. So the ability to make others talk the way you want to talk to every customer, that is important. And that is something that you don't get to do in the field in a large way, right? So that is the first thing that will have to be developed. How do I make sure that at least 200 300, 400 people say the things that I want to convey to my customer, because I cannot go and meet every customer as a product manager. So that's important. Creativity, there are a lot of debates on creativity. Is it a science? Is it an art? Is it something you're born with? Is it something that can be developed? Right? I am of the firm belief that it is something that can be developed. There are people who are naturally creative, who have a way with the words, but there are people whom I've seen develop over a period of time. So creativity is something that you must have in marketing. You may not need it as much in sales, but it is not a luxury in marketing, it's a necessity in marketing, right? The same is about product knowledge. I spoke about knowledge, and in the field I spoke about knowledge in the last question as well. Product knowledge is something that is again a must have for marketers. So if you think you have good knowledge, please make it better. If you think you have better knowledge, please make it best. If you think you have best knowledge, please make it superlatively best. But keep knowing, because I keep telling this to people: nobody should know more about your brand than yourself. So that is also something that is not a necessity in the field, but a necessity in marketing. So that's my submission, Shazia. Three things which are common, so acha lagega, but three things that you have to develop when you come to marketing.
Indeed, a fabulous one. And this has been a great recharge actually for us. So here this leads to an end. We may have fewer questions, but we get the most out of them. Once more, many thanks, Zena ma'am.
Thanks,
And
Shazia.
everyone, thank you. And everyone who is watching, I hope you enjoy this episode. Reach out if you have any suggestion for future episodes by connecting with us on LinkedIn and other social media channels at Humans of Pharma or email at humansofpharma@pharmastate.com. Thank you.